mine is the only profession I know that if you're lucky, because sometimes people get pigeonholed, but if you're very fortunate, you can slip easily from one to another, one milieu to another, and it's fascinating that there are so many different ways of expressing yourself, and that I'm allowed to do it. It's genius. It's one of those people say, "Why do you want to be an actor?" It's like,
why not?
Why? It's fantastic. If you are fortunate. I mean, it's not the easiest business in the world, but when it works, it is just spectacular. The joy of theatre, because on film you have an immediacy. You work scene by scene. You will rehearse just before the scene, so it's quite fresh. Sometimes, more often than not these days, because money is always a problem these days, there is less time to rehearse. There is less time to actually improve a take. If you're lucky, you get 3 or 4 takes. If you've got a very generous director, you get more, because he wants to get something specific. But generally, you're kind of going on the impulse of what feels right at that moment. With stage, you have the opportunity night after night to try things out, to experiment, to clarify, if something didn't get a laugh last night, you want to work out, and every night is different, every audience is different. It's extraordinary. It's like they've all met up before and said, "This is what we would like to." It's a beast. It's bizarre. It's like this very strange animal that you just like. It's completely different every night, and one night you'll suddenly get huge belly laughs, and the next night you'll get a very cerebral audience who like to laugh, but it's sort of more polite, and they're listening and they're thinking. It's absolutely fascinating, and then consequently the play itself changes. It's, as I say, it's an unstoppable play. It's like it's 90 minutes. There's no interval. It goes from the beginning to the end, and it's all it's in John Guare's notes. Basically, it's always meant to be a roller coaster. You don't know. You don't get off until. So consequently, it is dictated by the audience. We didn't know how much it was dictated by the audience until we got an audience. You always hope that there are going to be laughs, but you never know. And once we did have an audience, and then we had another audience, and we had another. It was like the 17th character, because it's ultimately, most especially since I haven't said this yet. Certainly our characters and a couple of the other characters speak directly to the audience quite a lot, as if the audience is our friend sitting out there. And interestingly, when John did the adaptation of the film, he had to make a lot of scenes where Flan and Weezer would be talking to the audience. They're actually talking to people, so he had to put them in wedding receptions and all sorts of places where there would be people that they could tell these anecdotes and tell this story. But in the play, and I think it actually works better, the audience is our friend, and we're telling them this story, this extraordinary story. Have we got a story for you? And it's consequently, night after night, it's fascinating how it changes and how our friends change.